Coming up on Colonial Sports Center, wide receiver Dwayne Mitchell does some chalk talk with us tonight. Also, RMU hockey gets in gear. Women's this weekend, and men's we have a preview. And men's women's soccer tackle each opponent at home, with one scoring their first ever goal. Coming up in a second. That wasn't smooth, but I'm healthy now. So welcome to a healthy. It really is. Welcome to a healthy edition of Colonial Sports Center. John Fisher, Haley Sawyer. I have two surprises tonight. Surprise number one, Brooks Bratton for you. For each block, Haley, I didn't tell you this. There's a piece of attire that you just couldn't pull off. Elbow pads. That's number one. But
he's tried though.
I've seen him with and he's failed. But that's beside the point. We have some sports to talk about tonight. Dwayne Mitchell is right over there. We'll get to him very soon.
First time on the show.
And you were at the island?
I was at the island to talk to a few different players. Four different players we talked to get some perspective on the coming season.
Men's and women's hockey up in the polls, and we might take it to the pitch later on, like you said. The pitch, yes.
We're in England now.
We are in England.
UK.
Hello. So let's go over to camera 3. If you thought things couldn't get worse for RMU football, well, unfortunately, you thought wrong. Leading rusher Ramses Owens injured his shoulder against Lafayette 2 weeks ago, but still played against the Dayton Flyers. Owens re-aggravated that same shoulder and only gained 23 rushing yards. The Flyers controlled the game with Will Bardo throwing for 2 touchdowns and over 200 yards through the air. Senior receiver Dwayne Mitchell, I know that name for some reason, caught 8 balls. It does. Caught 8 balls for 64 yards for their 4th consecutive loss. And let's welcome a new segment and a new athlete, Dwayne Mitchell, Dante Verme for Quick Hits.
Thanks, John. We're here with Dwayne Mitchell. It's our first segment of Quick Hits. Dwayne, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So we're looking at this now, the Dayton game last weekend. What were your thoughts on the game?
The game turned out just how the score turned out. I mean, it wasn't a good game on our end, but as you can see from the score, we lost it.
So you guys have a new coach now, Coach John Banaszak, replacing Joe Walton. What's the difference between the coaching styles between Coach Walton and Coach Banaszak coming in this year?
I would say Coach Walton was more of an NFL-style coach. He expected you to come in prepared, know your stuff, and he expected you to execute the plays how he coached it. Banaszak is more of a personable coach. He takes suggestions. He asks how things should be done, and he goes accordingly. So that's definitely the big difference between.
Coach Banaszak, obviously 4 games in, 0-4. Obviously, what are some of the challenges you're seeing now as a senior with a first-year coach already 0-4 into the season?
I think the biggest thing is him instilling into the young guys that we can turn this around, that we're still 0-0 in the conference. We still have a lot of games to be played, and we can make a difference in the conference with our play. And I think the biggest thing for him is not being able to really push that to our young guys. So he put a lot on us as seniors, which coaches should, and I think that's the one thing that will come with time.
And with Coach Banaszak in comes in a new offense. 4 games in, what are your thoughts so far on the new hurry-up style offense?
I like the offense. I love the offense. It's just us learning it. It's a little learning curve for us, but I like the offense. I just believe that as players and as competitors and football players, we have to buy in, because that's the only way it's going to work. The offense isn't going to change. The coaches aren't going to change. It's the players that have to change their mindset and actually run the offense to its full potential.
And you mentioned it earlier, 0-0 in conference. This is a bye week going before conference play. How crucial is a bye week like this to take time to sit back and catch a breath after an 0-4 start?
Well, I don't know if catch a break is the best phrase to use. We got after it this week. Like you said, it couldn't have come at a better time. I feel like we needed this to regroup and to pull back and to take a look at where we are. And as seniors and as football players, we told our young guys that, look, we have to turn this around. It's on us. Like I said before, the coaches aren't going to change. The offense isn't going to change. We have to change who we are. We have to change our identity, because after this, we're done. I told the seniors, after this, we're done. So we have to play for the people in this locker room. And I think that's what it comes down to, and this bye week definitely helped with that.
Well, Dwayne, thank you for your time.
No problem. Thank you.
Stick around. He'll be back here with Kristen Kudlow for more on Dwayne Mitchell, the football player. But right now, back to John and Haley at the desk.
All right, thanks, guys. Looking forward to hearing more from Dwayne later. But in the meantime, the men's soccer team returned to the friendly confines of the North Athletic Complex on Sunday to take on the Canisius Golden Griffins. To the pitch we go, because we're being correct here, not calling it a field.
The pitch is cricket, but let's not
Whatever.
go into
Golden
specifics.
Griffins, Derek Meyer takes it up the left side. Alfred dives, makes the save.
Yeah,
Goes a little bit around the outside.
He was a former player of the week.
He was.
Alfred.
We talked about him last week. Great opportunity for the Griffs. Good positioning on RMU defense. Not really much action in the first half.
Well, it's a beautiful
otherwise,
field and a great
look at how
view
green
of
that
Robert
grass
Morris.
is.
And that's that's Concord. What a great apartment
a great
complex.
place. Okay, second half. Asani Samuels passes back to Mo Kretschmer for another shot, and that one goes a little bit wide to the left. Another good chance. Griffs pass to Samuels again, who goes, crosses the arcs. The arc, not arcs, shoots and scores.
There's 2 arcs now.
I guess, according to me.
Well,
7:16
okay,
left in the game. Only goal of the game. Samuels had 3 shots on the evening. You know who else had 3 shots?
Who did?
Nico Brett.
Well, Nico Brett can do whatever he wants.
That's a low for him, honestly, I think. Oh, what a coincidence. Nico Brett right here on the penalty shot.
You set that up.
He's got a lazy. Oh, no, I made that up on the spot. No goal, no rebound, unfortunately. The late Griff goal was the only one scored in the game. Devin Williams registered 4 shots and 1 shot on goal. Nico Brett had 3 shots, as we just mentioned, and 2 shots on goal. Carl Reed, Jake Cooper, and Rafael Brusal also had a shot on goal of their own.
The RMU men's hockey team took no prisoners last year by winning an AHA championship, housing a top 10 goal scorer in the entire country, and stole the hearts of thousands in Moon Township and beyond. That time of year is here again, and another AHA preseason poll came out, sporting more Colonial red and blue with it. Robert Morris was picked second in the preseason poll. As we turn over to you, Haley, just real quick, could they do this again?
I don't see why not. I mean, looking back last year, had you told me they would have been ranked second in the preseason poll, I would have been like, no way, get out. But going off of what we saw last season, we've got a massive group of freshmen coming in, a bunch of returners. I think it's completely possible.
Well, you tell me, you're the expert, because you went down to the 84 Lumber Arena to check out more on the men's hockey team and see if they can do it again, like you said.
Last year, the RMU men's hockey team had a season unlike any other. After losing nearly every game before the new year, the Colonials turned everything around with the change in calendar.
Every now and then, you see the ring sitting on your desk, and that's a good feeling. But really, you got to put that behind you and get ready for this year's opportunities and experiences that lie before us now.
The team has last year in the back of its mind, but looks forward to the coming season.
I mean, every once in a while it's nice to look back and see what we accomplished, but as last season, you have to keep moving forward, and every day is a new day to accomplish something new.
RMU is welcoming 7 new freshmen, 3 forwards, 3 defensemen, and 1 goaltender.
Yeah, they've all looked pretty good in practice so far. We got all the forwards. They're fast, they're skilled. They look like if they have the opportunity, they can step in and they can play well. And our defense, from what it seems like they're all pretty stay-at-home defensemen, and they all look pretty good too.
2 events to note are the Three Rivers Classic in December and the outdoor Toledo Walleye Winterfest in January.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Probably everyone's first outdoor game, and a lot of guys, I'm sure, especially the ones from Canada, I'm sure they grew up skating on ponds, so it'll kind of, bring back memories.
They took home the title of AHA champions and made their first NCAA tournament appearance. Now, they're ranked second in the AHA preseason poll.
Not really. You just got to come into the season with the same mentality as you had last year and everything. You can't look at it as, oh, we have to win this year, or else. You just got to go out and play.
Both Dalton Isaac and Terry Schaefer are contenders for starting goalie. Isaac took Schaefer's place last season after a hip injury.
I think it's a healthy competition. Everyone pushes each other, just like the forwards and D-do. Everyone's competing to play, so we're all very close. So it's a friendship competing. Everyone wants to, but that's basically comes down to everyone's still friends, but whoever the best is going to play, and it's rotating, I guess. If someone's good, they deserve to play. If someone's a little weaker, they maybe take a rest or something.
It's not really competition. You want to see the other guys do well, and we're part of a team here. We're all on the same team, so we all got to be pulling the rope in the same direction. Otherwise, nothing good is going to come of it.
The Colonials open up play at the 84 Lumber Arena on October 4th against Ryerson. I'm Haley Sawyer, Colonial.
Well, she was with Colonial Sports Center.
There we go. I meant to do that.
Excellent job, and the championship feeling is in the air. and you were down there. So is that true to form?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, seeing them all on the ice again, especially Terry getting back on the ice after that hip injury. He got better back in August, actually. So seeing them all on the ice again, especially with the new guys, you really get a good feeling watching them.
That is definitely some good stuff there. So coming up next, we will go to the pitch once again, but just like Miley Cyrus said, it is a girls' night out. We have women's hockey, their season preview coming up. More poll action, if you will, from the USCHO poll and the CHA poll. You want to take us out? I'm getting yelled at.
Yeah, I didn't peg you as a Miley fan, but yeah, we'll see you after the break. Everything John just said, plus more.
Of course, I am here with Romo. How are you doing today, Romo? Great. All right, so Romo, just a few questions. How do you think the game is going right now for the Colonials? All right, on top of that, what do you think about the play of Paul Jones and his defense just demolishing Morgan State right now? All right, well, you heard it here first. Romo with his insight to the game. Back to you guys.
Be sure to tune in to Colonial Sports Center every Thursday, 9:30 p.m. on RMUCentralMedia.com and Channel 98 around the Moon Township area.
Romo, have you downloaded the app?
Roma, have you seen this app?
Hey, have you seen the app yet? No? All right, put it down. I'll show you what you can do. All you have to do is install it, and it'll open up for you. My favorite part of it is the police blotter. Check this out. When you click into it, you're going to go right to the top left, and as soon as you click on it, everything will be there that you need, so you can stay safe.
Download the RMU Century Media app on the App Store. Roma likes it, and so will you.
Welcome back to Colonial Sports Center. The women's hockey team took the ice at the 84 Lumber Arena for the first time this past Saturday in an exhibition match against Blue Water Junior Hawks. Too many blues in there.
Jewwater Bloom your Hawks.
You get the point. It doesn't matter because they won. That's all that matters. The Colonials dominated 10-2. 8 different players scored in the matchup. Maeve Garvey had 2 goals of her own and an assist. Katie Fergus had 2 goals. All 3 goaltenders saw action, but Jessica Dodds had the most saves with 5.
Just like the men's hockey team, the women's team accomplished some milestones last year. Rebecca Vint broke her own single-season record in goals with 24, as well as the program's career mark for goals last year. On top of it all, they have new duds. Yes, RMU will sport a new red and white sweater to kick off the new season. The Colonials were picked as the co-favorite in the CHA preseason poll, alongside their best friends, Mercyhurst. Yes, that's sarcasm, folks. Sophomore Jessica Dodds and Brittany Howard will look to extend their excellence as well. And speaking of excellent, Haley has some news that includes the USCHO.
Revisiting the USCHO, actually, the Colonials wasted no time getting a mention in the United States College Hockey Online polls. In the preseason poll, RMU was in the receiving votes category with 2 votes. Right next to them was CHA opponent RIT with 1 vote, and above them at number 9 was rival Mercyhurst. The Colonials clung to the national polls last year, climbing as high as 8th place, and they managed to make an appearance in every poll for 12 straight weeks.
With Blue Water coming in, obviously it was an Ontario junior team, so the expectations are a little bit different. It was a great opportunity to get the feet wet and get on the ice. We had scoring from pretty much every line, which is absolutely fantastic. We had contributions from everywhere. And really, you can't ask for much more than that on the offensive side of the play. Defensively, we were able to get all 3 goalies in, again, getting everybody a little piece of ice there. And then for our younger freshmen, our D-core is pretty young this year, so getting them some experience with the game was great, and we were able to see some real good things. So overall, we're definitely happy. I think we're realistic as well. So we want to move off of it, definitely, but there's clearly some things that we've been focusing on this week to get better for this upcoming weekend.
And then given that, what is the key to getting off to a good start in the season?
Geez, just dotting your I's, crossing your T's, I think. Early on in the season, there's a lot of system stuff, from your forechecks to your D-zone coverage to face-off assignments that you're really trying to just brush up on so that you don't give freebies per se. So, on the ice, we obviously want to know who our men are and our face-off assignments, and the freebies can come up early in the year because everybody's truthfully a little bit rusty, and it takes time to get into game shape. So we've been doing our best to really focus on the details in terms of assignments all this week. And again, moving into the weekend, we want the players to play loose because it still is real early in the season. And the season, it's a marathon per se versus a sprint. So being mentally focused, I think, and physically ready, those are just two major keys that I think go hand in hand.
And then this weekend, you open up the regular season against Bemidji State. What can we expect to see from the team there?
We've had some awesome series with Bemidji over the past few years, so I think you should see, again, even though we're talking about first games of the season NCAA-wise for both teams, I think just because of the history of the series, it's going to be a great weekend. They're a fast, physical team. I know they got a new head coach over the summer. I'm sure they've added a lot of excitement with that, just having a different feel and a different vibe around their rink and within their program. They've got to be energized to get back out here. Again, some great series. I'd expect nothing but a tough, fast, physical series. Should be great.
Great. Well, thanks for your time, Coach.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next week.
No, thank you, Coach Colantino. Nobody circles the wagon like the Howard Bison. They came to Robert Morris hoping for a win and some fun. That was no guarantee as Becky the Crusher Schonecker was in net. Quick, let's go to the highlight for the tale of how the Colonials and Bison met.
Oh, I love this story.
Oh, I do. Well, Colonials might not like it that much. Whitney White with the cross. You're going to see Neil Walcott with the dribble, and it's going to go to the left of Schonecker. 1-0 Howard early on. And, we like to give the away team some celebration time, too,
Yeah.
Well, why not?
You got to appreciate the Selly.
Jordan Bino receives the pass, cross to Dytria Ruddy for the marker. 2-0 Howard, and I wish I knew some soccer vernacular cross works. On to the second half, Aaron Ritzer loses possession. Lauren Petrowski finds the ball. She's going to pass it to Katie Austin, back from injury, so congratulations, Katie, on your long but the hard recovery, and she's doing very well. Penalty kick, Malia Qureshi for her first chance at a goal.
Hopefully she does better than Nico Brett on the last
And
one.
she did. She scores.
Nice.
Finds the twine in the bottom right corner, 2-1 Howard. And you know what? Why not? Since Becky's our friend. Reference. She makes the save. It's going to be 2-1 Howard. And despite a strong performance from Schonecker, the Colonials fell to the mighty Bison 2-1. Dytria Ruddy's goal hit the wide open net at the 33rd minute to take a 2-0 lead. Despite the loss, good news did come out of this week in women's soccer. Miss Sawyer.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Fisher. That just sounds weird. An
Yeah.
RMU player has won the NEC Rookie of the Week award for 3 of the past 5 weeks. Midfielder Greer Monahan is the second different player to receive the accolade. Monahan's goal was the only one to be scored against Canisius on Saturday and was also the first of her career. You go, Greer Monahan.
That didn't have enough enthusiasm. I love my job, and I wonder what it's like to travel long and far. The volleyball team made a trek to the Golden Grizzly Invite in Oakland, Michigan, and Haley Grizzly Adams did have a beard. Yes, he did. In 3 matchups, the Colonials fell in all 3 games against UC Irvine. Arden Fisher, no relation, registered 5 kills, 3 aces, and 3 blocks. In Game 2, April Kravaniak landed 12 kills with an ace and block. RMU took Bowling Green to the 5th set in the 3rd game after falling 15-8. Becky J nailed 19 kills and 7 blocks. So, wait, you really don't like Grizzly Adams? Did have a beard? It's an Adam Sandler movie.
I've never seen it.
Well,
I'm sorry.
Too bad for you. Anyway,
I'm
Brooks,
just uncultured.
Paisley tie, just so you know, scores 2-0. So coming up next, Dwayne's back.
He's back, this time with Kristen Kudla. He's going to ask him about his background, why he plays football.
You know, instead of Wayne's World, it's Dwayne's World coming up.
G-Morning, sunshine. Wakey, wakey. Text me. Are your parents home later? We can hang. LUV, love you. JK. Holla back. Holla back. Holla back. Are you with your friends? That's lame. We're in a huge fight right now. XO. What'd you dream about? Something I did. Are you on your way to the mall? I'm lonely. Nude pics. Send me some. Text me.
I'm starving. What's for breakfast?
Guten Tag!
Johannes, Ross!
I bring you arts-enriched Raisinblums, fortified with increased test scores and creative problem-solving skills.
It's good!
And good for you.
Bobby? Susie?
Don't worry, that's just the power of the art!
Feed your kids the arts. For 10 simple ways to learn how, visit AmericansForTheArts.org.
You ever think about buying a bigger place?
Just waiting for a visit from the credit fairy.
There is no credit fairy.
How else will I get a better credit score?
Look, you keep your credit card balances low and only open a new card if you really need it.
No fairy?
There's no magic to improving your credit, but there's help, and it's free. Go to creditfairy.org.
Yes, ready, ready. Go get it.
Oh, come on, Randy. Animal shelter, here I come. And no, I'm not crazy or emotionally damaged. That's a stereotype. I just belong to a total loser. I'm a good dog. So if you want a pet, adopt. And if you see Randy, tell him he dropped his wallet.
Welcome back to RMU Live. I'm here with senior wide receiver Dwayne Mitchell. Dwayne, thank you so much for joining me today.
No problem.
Well, let's start off. You had quite the successful season here, or career here at RMU. You are currently ranked 3rd in all-time in receiving yards in a career, 4th all-time in receptions. And at the pace that you're currently at, you're expected to tie all-time receptions with Chandre King. What kind of expectations does that put on you?
I just honestly go out and play football. Nobody has said anything about these records until tonight. So as cliche as it sounds, I'm just a football player just trying to make plays.
Well, we're glad that you obviously had such great success here, but you haven't always had the success at the wide receiver position. You actually started off as a running back. What kind of went to why did you change?
I don't know. I guess the coaches thought it would be a better fit for me, and I'm kind of happy they did move me to receiver. I guess since I've been young, I've always had a receiver skill set, and I guess it just clicked. I couldn't be happier, I guess.
What was the transition like from running back to wide receiver?
It was easy for me, you know. I like the ball in my hands, and you know I like to run. So I mean, I run and I catch the ball, and it was simple.
Well, since switching positions to wide receiver, you've played under a total of 3 different quarterbacks. How's the change been playing under each one?
I mean, honestly, for me, since like you said before, my first year at receiver ever in my career playing football was sophomore year. So playing under different quarterbacks, I guess it hasn't been a big deal for me because I've never had to play under one quarterback. I've never just refined my skills as a receiver. So I'm learning just as much as anybody else on the field. So playing with different quarterbacks, I guess it helped me out in a way because I was able to see what was good and what was not good. I had the opportunity to catch different passes from different people. And I guess that kind of helped me to tailor my skills.
Now, you said that the very first time you ever played receiver was your sophomore year here at RMU. Going back to making the transition, how did the coaches even find out that you could be capable of being a wide receiver?
I have no idea. I've never at football practice here. I never ran a route or caught a pass. I guess they were just like, "Hey, he could do it. He's an athlete," and they were right.
Well, that's really interesting. But out of the two, which one would you say would be your favorite position to play?
Receiver for sure.
Why?
I don't get hit as much.
I guess that is quite the benefit to being a wide receiver.
But since you have made the transition, in every single game that you have played, you've caught at least one pass. That is at least every single game since you started. At total, I believe, is of 22 games. How does that validate the transition to making you a receiver?
Like I said, validation or not, I'm honestly, whenever the ball's thrown to me, I'm trying to catch it. That's my concern. Like, honestly, I had no idea I caught a pass in every game until you said something. So.
Well, finding out that tonight you're finding a lot more about your career than you thought you did. But you've had such success here at RMU. Where do you kind of see yourself going, especially as a senior?
Honestly, people allude to the NFL, and that's a dream I've had. But if the opportunity doesn't present itself, I'm not that upset. My major is finance. My minor is international business. And I really love to travel, and I really love, dealing with currency, and I really love, different cultures. And I'm excited to start my career. I mean, I love money. and you can't get any better than dealing with money in foreign lands and meeting new people, seeing new cultures. So I'm excited to start my finance and international business career.
Has being part of the RMU football team helped with kind of expanding your horizons, as in traveling to different places?
I wouldn't say as much, because I mean, we're usually on a hot bus with like 27 other people. But I definitely think being a football player, Robert Morris, has helped me grow in a leadership aspect. It's taught me, honestly, the past 2-3 years how to lose, and how to come out a better person and not blame other people for your misfortunes. And I think that's one thing I take away from this. And dealing, just being personal, dealing with people, dealing with teammates, dealing with coaches, it makes you become personal. It makes you think about other people before yourself.
Well, Dwayne, thank you so much for joining us, and
thank you.
Hopefully we'll have you back on soon. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have, but coming up after the break, we got a lot more for you back at the desk with John and Haley. That's it we have for now.
Nicaragua is a completely different world. We were there to bring nursing care to some desperate people.
At Robert Morris University, every student is expected to reach out to others.
The very first person that I met was David. Kept saying, "You have to come to my house and watch me play my trumpet." You could tell from the look on his face that it was just his most prized possession. I get back home. A few weeks later, I got a message that a gang had broken into his house at night and they stole it, which was his life. So next trip back, we gave him a new one. The look on his face was just complete disbelief. He just absolutely couldn't believe it. And to be able to do something like that is one of the best moments of my life. He said he'd never forget us.
Change someone's life. It changes yours forever. Robert Morris University.
These boys are my heroes. They come every week to spend time with my children.
At Robert Morris University, every student is expected to reach out to others.
They can teach them something no one else can.
Wisconsin.
They're role models to the children, and homework comes way before sports. Their grades have improved, and their lives are just a bit richer.
Okay.
What they do for my kids is truly wonderful.
Change someone's life. It changes yours forever. Robert Morris University.
I call them my lifeline.
As for the upcoming schedule, women's hockey starts their season versus Bemidji State at home. Women's soccer also takes on UMBC on Friday. Moving on to Saturday, volleyball versus Fairleigh. Dickinson, those pesky Knights. Women's hockey, another game against Bemidji State.
Sunday, September 28th, men's soccer. Howard, 1 o'clock. Volleyball at Sacred Heart, also 1 o'clock. Monday, men's golf. Men's golf. Cleveland Invitational Day 1. Tuesday, men's soccer at Pitt, 3:30. Men's golf. Cleveland State again, Invitational Day 2.
I really need to go to the golf course soon. Next week, Chris Mueller, our sports editor, takes on homecoming football. He'll have a story on it, as well as
Kristen Kudla, Dante Verme, women's soccer. We'll have that for you. Women's
to
hockey
the pitch
recaps.
They will go. We'll see you all next week.
Everything.
Stay healthy, y'all. 2-0, Brooks. Like, that's better.